Hello everyone, welcome back to CCSP certified channel. Today we are going to cover PASTA and ATASM, other thread modeling models. We have already covered stride and red in the last lecture. So if you haven't seen that video, my suggestion is that watch that first before starting this one. And if you are new to my channel, I would like to inform that this is topic 6, lecture 10 going on. Before this, I have already covered 5 topics, which includes first one was encryption and use of encryption and cryptography to secure cloud. Second was identity access management. Third was cloud characteristics. Fourth was risk in the cloud. And the last one was international laws and standards. So this way I already covered 80% syllabus from these 5 topics. Remaining 20% syllabus I am covering this last topic, which is miscellaneous, and this is lecture 10 of the same. So before starting the content of the day, the topic of the day, I just quickly discuss why I started this video series. So 1.5 years before, after clearing CCSP exam, I found that there was no proper materials available for the preparation, and more the content are outdated. So I decided to prepare this video series, and my ambition or my goal is to help you get further faster in your CCSP exam certification. So what I cover high probability exam topics in this video series and difficult exam concept, because soundness of concept is very important to clear any of the IC square exam, especially CCSP. It is more technical and concept oriented exam. Also questions along with theory, which is I prefer, because when you read something, it's better you understand what type of questions can be asked from this. And one of the important source of my teaching is my candidate feedback, as I do conduct classroom teaching also. Those are the memory based questions, so I collect those questions, official question bank of CCSP and other sample questions bank to prepare the content and the questions together. So in all the videos we'll see the content and the 5 questions from those content. Also, I have a vast knowledge of 15 years of industry experience along with the CCSP, CISSP and other cloud certifications. I will use this learning to make things simple and easy for you. Also, many candidates ask me whether they need additional support like classes or any other enrollment of the courses. I say no, it is not required. This course will be sufficient. But in case you need comprehensive studies, you need a personal tutor, you need someone who can assist you to solve some of the problem or explain the some of the concept again, because this YouTube channel is a one-way communication. You are not able to ask your queries. Though I request to send a email and ask for your doubts, but still, in case you need any helper, anyone who can help you to solve your doubt or assist you in those areas, you definitely can reach me. I do conduct classroom courses also, or I also sell the self-paced recording program where I share the access to the private YouTube videos and doubt session classes, 5 day doubt session classes, and customized question bank on very nominal rate. So if you are interested, you can write me at the CCSP certified at the gmail.com or WhatsApp me on +91 837 00811064. So let's come to the topic of the day, which is threat modeling. And as I informed, this is second lecture on that one. So I just do a quick recap of already covered one. So I have already covered what is vulnerability, a weakness, more something that can be exploited. Then there are threats, are any potential events just try to exploit these vulnerabilities, and the threat vectors are the one which are the one who is using these threats to exploit the vulnerabilities, and the risk that we'll cover later. But risk is a combination of threat, likelihood, asset value, vulnerability exposures. We have covered this in detail in last lecture. Do watch that. Also, we have seen that the why we need a threat modeling, and definitely we want weakness to be explored by us rather than the attackers. So we do a analysis of the code what we have developed based on the different frameworks. So we have already covered stride and red. There are many other frameworks, but for exam perspectives, pastas and ATASM, which is important and part of our syllabus, I'm covering today. So thread is a design phase which is being asked. Which phase thread modeling is done? Is it is a design time process when penetration testing is a runtime process. So stride and trade model, we already covered that. Stride is a replacement of the trade, and stride is stride, which has abbreviation of spoofing, tampering, repudiations, information disclosure at the end of service, and elevation of the privileges. So this we have already covered in the last lecture. Today we'll cover the pasta, one more threat models which has a 7 steps, which is not important to remember is I think, because exams don't ask what are the 7 steps of the pasta. You just remember pasta has a 7 steps, though it has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words, but it's a 7 step model. And the important part to remember is P stand for process, A stand for attack simulation, TA is a threat analysis. So very easy to remember. Always T is stand for threat in all the model. So threat analysis. We just remember the AS. In pasta, AS is attack simulation. Remember this, because when we normally don't ask questions that what is pasta's full form, but sometime if there are multiple models are there, if you remember what is common A, B, C, D keyword abbreviation meaning is, it will be help to resolve the questions. So here the pasta stand for process for attack simulation and threat analysis, and AS is important because other model which is ATASM also has a AS. Suppose the model has a AS, but in the pasta it is attack simulation. In ATASM model it is attack surface. So A is attack in both the case. A is a simulation in pasta. Here it is a surface. So just to remember, A is a attack surface here. Uh, Apart from this, this A is architecture, threat, attack surface, mitigations. This is full form. This much is enough for exam perspective from this threat modeling perspective. So we'll see. We already have seen 5 questions in the last lecture, but we'll see 5 new questions here. What type of questions can be asked or being asked from this topic in the exam? So first one is, and the Laura wants to use a threat modeling tool to assess the threats in her environment. Which of the following models is not a threat modeling tools? So whenever you attempt this question, my suggestion is pause the video, try to attempt the try to read the questions and try to attempt it, then see my answer, because in my video I will not able to spend enough time to think, to give you the time to think, but you can pause the video whenever you attempt from your end. So we have seen that pasta is tried ASM is the model. OWASP is a web vulnerability, which we'll cover in this miscellaneous only, most probably after this lecture. Next one, fill in the blank, is the idea to identify a specific point of vulnerability and the implementing countermeasures to protect or throw those points from a successful exploitations. So this is the definition of threat modeling. There are other actually vulnerability assessment, penetration testing, reference architecture. These are being given. Those are not relevant to this definition. It's the actual definition of threat modeling, which is answer D. Next one, which of the following entities is dedicated to helping application developers improve the software security? So we have seen that threat modelings are used to identify the threats, and definitely is also to improve the help the software security, but this is not the dedicated tool designed for this one. That's why the safe code is the answer, because ATASM, PASTA and STRIDE are the threat models. What is safe code, though we have not covered here, but if you know what is threat modeling, you will able to answer this type of questions. So safe code is a actually global industry-led efforts to identify and promote best practices for developing and delivering more secure and reliable softwares. This is what safe code is. There are some codes given by these non-profit organizations, and how to develop a secure code. Next one, which of the following is not a goal of software threat modeling? So what is not a purpose we do the software threat modelings? To reduce the number of security related design flaws. Yes, we want to identify any design flow or the code flow we have, to reduce the number of security related code flow. Yes, to reduce the severity of the non-security related flows. Yes, this also the purpose of this threat modelings, so we can reduce the severity of the non-security related flows, to reduce the number of threat vectors. We cannot control the threat vectors, and we have covered this also in the last lecture also. Threat vectors are the one who consume the threats to exploit the vulnerabilities. So let's say this is a nuclear attack. So nuclear attack is a threat to India, and the threat vectors are the one who's empowered with the nuclear uh, capabilities and enemies of our countries. So if any countries is there who has a nuclear power and your enemy is a threat vector, so you cannot reduce the threat vectors. Actually, this is beyond your control. That's why answer will be D. Last one is in the software development lifecycle implementations that include a secure operation phase. We have already covered SDLC prior to this. If you are not aware about the SDLC process, I do request to watch the video of the same. So SDLC has a last step as a secure operation phase where after development application is deployed, and once application is deployed we have to ensure that it is not prone to the vulnerabilities. If any latest that patches is being delivered, we should apply them because the time it was being developed might be outdated, those libraries or those software. So that's why we have to keep the operation secure. And in this phase, the question asking which of the following security techniques or tools are implemented during that phase. So we have already covered the pen test and the vulnerability assessment. The answer will be A, but in case you are not aware, still you can try this type of questions because in exam, CCSP asks some of the questions which is common sense based. So in case you are not aware, you still should able to answer based on your prior knowledge or the working knowledge. So we'll see, let's say answer A, we park answer A as of now. So we'll go in reverse orders. The threat modeling we already covered. Threat modeling is a design and is also given secure design is a design phase of model which is now say operation phase of model. So option D is eliminated. Requirement fulfillment testing, this is also a testing phase of model where which is prior to deployment the code in the production or the lower environment. Performance testing and the security control validation, this also prior this applications goes live in the production because you are doing some performance testing, that we do some stress testing and load testing and see how efficiently it is able to handle it, and this is before the application goes live to the users. So only option remains a vulnerability assessment and the pen test, which is correct in this scenario. So that's for today. Hope this is useful. I'm able to use your time wisely. In case you found it helpful, please subscribe my channel, like my channel, and share feedback me on this email address or WhatsApp me on this number. Thank you.